Hello, Yukiro Fate here again. Today I'm going to do a short video on something I thought might explain some things about why the British, quote-unquote, hate when others, usually Americans, do a British accent. This isn't something I see everywhere, because most don't actually care. So anyway, I'd just like to start by saying, personally, I don't care. I think it's actually really hilarious that, mostly Americans always go for the Cockney accent, which is East End London, if you weren't aware. So when they think British, that's usually the type of accent they'll go for. And I just find it really funny because of how badly they do it. But, it's kind of like a British person trying to sound like they're from Texas or something. It usually sounds so bad that it's just really funny. It's not genuinely that deep or serious, unless of course you're doing it to be condescending or mocking, and not in a sarcastic, fun way. If you're doing it to be mean or whatever, then that's no good. However, I can explain some of the dismay from it from a British standpoint. Again, I don't care, but hopefully this explains it a little bit better for those of you who are sort of like wondering why they care. You have so many accents here in the UK, much like every country does. And for those of you who are not English, the Irish especially, but also the Scottish and my brother the Welsh, well, let's just say we have a very love-hate relationship with the English. If you ever visit the UK, you may notice how much the English get teased or mocked by others, usually in good fun, but not always. So when someone from, say, America does the quote-unquote British accent, or talks about Britain as if it's only the English that exists, either, from lack of knowing or just not understanding our history, it can sometimes feel like the rest of us are kind of getting erased a bit. Which is very much what the English once used to do to us and our culture and our languages. So for context, I once did a video, and in that I went over something called the Welsh knot. So just to recap, the Welsh knot was usually a piece of wood or a plank of wood that a child in school would wear around their neck if they were caught speaking Welsh. The only way to remove this plank was to basically dob someone else in who you had heard speaking Welsh. So basically, it was the English's way of making us not want to speak Welsh, because nobody wanted this piece of wood around our neck. Because at the end of the day, if you had that piece of wood on your neck, you would get punished, like, harshly. So it was their way of trying to get rid of our language and our culture. But there's a lot more to everything, but that is just a little bit of context. I'm not going to do a full history lesson, but it just gives context anyway. So there you have it. Just some random history trivia for anyone who wants to understand why not everyone might find the quote-unquote bad accent funny. Again, people doing an accent don't bother me. As long as it's done for fun and not to be mean, then, have fun with it. It's not like we don't make fun of ourselves and each other anyway, so if you get harassed for playing around for fun, then this video is your get out of cancel jail free card. But yeah, so hopefully that kind of explains it. Obviously, there's a lot more to it, and a lot more reasons, but I was just using an example from my own personal, history and culture. I'm sure the Scottish and the Irish have their own reasons on top of. But yeah, so do what you want as long as you're doing it in fun, and not doing it with the intent to harm. But also know that if someone does have a problem with it, that might be why. Just know there are lots more accents here, even in just England itself. but there are a lot of accents. Like, someone from further north Wales from where I live probably has a much deeper Welsh accent than me. So for example, give me your teeth, little shout out there. Not that she needs it. Hopefully I'm not misgendering or anything. Her Welsh accent is a lot stronger than mine. I'm not sure where from about she is. Even if I could tell you from her accent, I'm not going to. Privacy reasons. I don't know where she lives or anything. But anyway, her accent is a lot stronger than mine, and that's not even like the strongest of the Welsh accents. Some even I sometimes have trouble fully getting. It probably doesn't help that I'm partially deaf in one ear, and I am stubborn and don't like going to the doctors to get that sorted, but whatever. But yeah. There's a lot of accents anyway, point was. But anyway, now that you kind of get a basic idea of why someone might have a problem with it, the more you know. Anyway, I'm Yukiro Fate. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Nosta. Bye-bye.